Hello children, how are you all? Hope you all are doing good. Now, this is my second video. Actually, my ex-student specially had asked me to post a video on how to enhance his spoken English. So, today's video will be based basically on the key points to be kept in mind while speaking, okay? Especially English or any other language in general. Now, what are the points to be kept in mind? Let's see. The very first point according to me is acceptance. Now when I talk about acceptance, what does it mean? Acceptance simply means that we cannot deny the fact that English is our second language. Now obviously the way or the right, the kind of spontaneity that the Britishers feel or that they have while speaking English cannot be gained by us at any cost, no matter how good we are at it. Still, we are not going to, get it so naturally as the natives of England, get it. You can just simply compare it with the fact that suppose a foreigner comes to India and he or she starts speaking Hindi. No matter how much he or she tries to have a good command of Hindi, still he or she won't feel that confident as we people are. We don't need to think twice before speaking, but they do would tend to get conscious before speaking or while speaking. The same fact goes for us. Even we can't deny the fact that English is our second language. So how can we forget this? So we have to first of all accept the very fact that yes, we can never be on a par with the natives of England, okay? And the moment we accept this fact, the next thing that we are definitely going to get, okay, would be confidence. And this is the second foremost thing I would say, that confidence is of utmost requirement or is of utmost importance rather to speak any language. If you are going to fumble, obviously if you're going to get conscious of yourselves, you will fumble, you will tend to lack confidence, and as a result you will commit more mistakes than you would actually do while speaking confidently. So confidence, like we say, hard work is the key to success. In the same manner, confidence is the key to speaking a foreign language. Okay? Say for instance, like being an English teacher, I tend to get conscious of myself, especially when I'm surrounded with English teachers, because I have to be particular about each and every article, preposition, everything, right? So for that very reason, maybe I can get conscious. But as a layman, one who hasn't done any sort of specialization in any such language, need not be, conscious. Okay. So the second thing is to be confident of yourself. The third thing I would say is have a great or rather a keen observation power. That means, like my father always used to say, that one should be a good listener rather than a good speaker. Okay, that means you should be a better listener that way. Okay, as compared to being a speaker. Obviously, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be a good speaker. The only thing is that we should be, the only thing that I wish to say is that we should have this habit of listening, because languages are never mugged up, they are never learned, they are acquired. Okay, say for instance, if a toddler is there, so we don't tell him about each and every article ki, okay, this kind of liquid or this kind of thing, with this kind of color is called so and so. He or she, simply that baby understands, because that baby simply observes his or her elders, calling that particular thing by that name. So that child understands. Simple. So in the same manner, even we as adults need to do it. We need to have a keen observation power. And yes, last but not the least, I would say you have to keep yourself updated. And for that, especially the most important thing would be to have a good reading habit and looking up the dictionary. These are the two things which you cannot do away with, which you can't do away with, which you can't avoid. And if you're going to avoid it, obviously you are not going to be a very good speaker, okay? Or you are not going to feel confident enough to speak any foreign language. You need to keep yourself updated, because especially with English, the problem is now it is spoken globally. Plus, so many things, or rather so many words of different languages, say for instance, French, German, they come in that. So we have to incorporate those words, or we are incorporating those words in English also. So we need to, keep ourselves updated. We need to be very thorough. We need to have an in-depth study on it. Still, as a layman, we can do is, or what you can do is, simply try to be a keen observer, simply try looking at the dictionary. Because like in my childhood, my father, who basically was of English only, he always used to ask me looking at the dictionary. And I was a very lazy girl, till date I am. And I try to avoid it. But now at this age, maybe I understand yes, he was correct, because he always used to say once you look up the dictionary, you come to know about so many other words on that page. So at least 3-4 new words you are going to know about, plus their pronunciations because of the phonetic symbols, or some phrasal verbs which are formed by them, the sentence formation, the usage, how we use them, we are supposed to use them in a sentence. So many things, just looking up looking up a word in the dictionary. Plus reading habit, like my parents and my sibling have a very good reading habit. But I, to be very honest, I've always been like scared of the width of the books or the volumes that they have. But to be very honest, now being a teacher, I do realize the importance of reading habit. Because if you have a good reading habit, what happens is you come across several new words and their usage, obviously. So in a way, indirectly, you are learning a lot. Okay, so enjoy that habit. You can simply you need to enjoy that habit, or you can simply, before going to bed, you can just read a few pages. And once you just get that habit, like, to be very honest, once I was traveling somewhere and I was going to some place, and I had taken along 2 novels, and literally I was completely engrossed into them. And even at the airport, everyone was looking at me, even in the flight, like I was just continuously reading it. So it is addictive. So please have a good addiction. Reading a book is a very good addiction. So please do it. Okay, please get it, I will say. So what are the 4 or 5 points to be kept in mind? Let's revise them a bit. First one was acceptance of the fact that no matter how good or how much we try to put in our efforts into becoming a good speaker, still we won't be able to get equal to or come equal to the natives, basically. Okay. Second thing would be simply having confidence, good confidence level. That means you should be confident enough. You should try to, in fact, that reminds me, as kids, the kids who are watching this video, please try to participate in extracurricular activities. That way you would be able to get rid of your stage fright too. Okay, apart from being becoming a good orator. So having loads and loads of confidence, never think twice before speaking, because the more you get conscious, or the more you think you will, the more you are going to get conscious, and the more you get conscious, the more number of mistakes you are going to commit. Okay. Third point would be, the third point is, have a keen observation power. Try to listen to people, and fourth was to have a good reading habit. Always make books your friends. Okay. Plus, what else? Looking up the dictionary, because that in itself is, a big boon for you as a student, or maybe even as a normal common man. If you wish to, understand a particular language, or you wish to have a good command of it, you should have this habit of looking up the dictionary, because especially with the prepositions or articles, to get confused. So like say for instance, even these days, so we are so techno savvy, you can even upload Oxford Dictionary on your phone. Like I have one on my phone. So whenever I have any trouble, or I am a bit confused, or I'm in a dilemma, I always look up the dictionary there. Even with my kids, I always tell them, and I say for instance, maybe in my evening tuitions, I just look up the dictionary and then let them know. Okay, look, if they are, suppose if they're not convinced with the fact, then I just show it to them. So what are the basic points? These 5 points are, as far as I'm concerned, or in my view, these are the ones, or rather most significant or important to be a good speaker, especially to have a command of spoken English. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and if you genuinely like this video, as I said earlier in the last video that I had posted, then please do give me a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel, okay, so that I would also get encouragement, and I would post some more videos for you guys. Okay, thank you so much. Signing off. Bye bye.